Welcome back. Today we're going to be swapping out this alternator on the 7.3 Power Stroke. It's a super simple process. You can probably do it in about 10 minutes, honestly. The first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect both batteries, and remember to do both sides because you will get shocked if you only do one. Next, you're going to get a 1/2-inch breaker bar. Here's a torque wrench that's broken that I use as a breaker bar, and you're just going to get it behind here on the tensioner. Once you get it in on the tensioner, then you can pull up on it. And what that's going to do is release the belt, and you can pull the belt right off the alternator. And once you get the belt off the alternator, I'm actually just going to set the breaker bar down, and I'm just going to leave it here for the rest of the project. No need to take it out if you don't need to. Next thing you're going to want to do is take a 13mm socket and undo these 3 bolts. Just break them loose and get them all undone. I've sped up the video a couple times just because you don't need to see me undoing bolts all day. Once you get them broke off and loosened up a little bit, then next you're going to grab a 10mm socket and you're going to get this wire off of the back of the alternator. Just lift up on the little boot here and you can get access to it. I switched to gloves just in case there is something still in the system that could possibly shock me. I'm just a little cautious that way even though the battery's disconnected. Next, you're going to make sure the nut is all the way off, and you're going to set that off to the side somewhere safe, and then you can remove this wire. What I do is I actually wrap the wire in a cloth, so once I get this off, I'm going to wrap it in a cloth just to make sure, again, so I don't get shocked. And then on this next part, there's a little push tab that you push down on, and you just got to jiggle it a little bit, and it'll come right off. Once that's off, I'm just going to show you actually what it looks like. There's a little tab right there that you push in to pop it off. And then once you're done with that, you're going to move these wires off to the side. Once these wires are off to the side, then you can undo the rest of these bolts. I'm just going to speed it up because, again, you don't need to watch me do this all day. Once you got these bolts off and set aside safely, you can actually just lift right up on this alternator and it'll pop right off. So it's super simple to take it off. Here's the part number from Ford. I'm using OEM parts as always. And we're just going to get this alternator out of the box. Here's what the new one looks like. You know, not much of a difference. The old one was really just a little dirty. We actually got this on warranty. The other one only lasted about 5,000 miles. So next we're going to just slide this new one on top of the bracket here. And once you get it on top of the bracket, you can start putting the bolts back in, the 3 bolts. 1 on the right, 2 on the left. Speeding it up again. And then we're just going to tighten those down before we even put any of the wires on. So now you can take the wires out. As you can see, the boot's still on there. So make sure you just turn it so that it goes on properly when you put it on the back. And I'm going to connect the big wire first. Again, I'm being careful just in case it can shock me. And then I'm going to put the nut on the back. Get it hand tight first, and then I'm going to grab my 10mm again and tighten it up all the way. Once it's tightened up all the way, then you're actually going to take the boot and adjust the boot so that it doesn't get any water down in there, because if water gets in there, it will corrode it over time and you'll have an issue. Next, you're going to just plug this last plug back in. Just clips right on. Super simple, super easy. Now I'm just going to clean up a little bit before I finish the last thing. And the last thing you're going to want to do is just take tension again off the belt, lift up on the breaker bar, and as you lift up on the breaker bar, just put the belt back on the alternator. Make sure it's in the middle so that it's not going to ruin the belt once you start up the truck. Once the belt's on and you've checked it, you can actually remove the breaker bar, and now we're going to start it up, see what it does. Looks like it's working good. Thank you, and we'll see you all next time.